Dr. Guy Harvey gears up for a special sport fishing television expedition 650 miles off the east coast of the U.S., where the warm Gulf Stream swirls over this Atlantic archipelago, where ocean pelagics gather and apex predators come to do battle. Jump in with Bermuda Tigers.
We're on a fish. Whoa! What a toad!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yellowfin tuna, wahoo, certainly big species of marlin are all popular in Bermuda. What most people don't know about are the huge tiger sharks out on the banks. And in this week's episode, Dr. Guy Harvey is getting in the water with them.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning, Alan. Great to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I want you to meet my son, Alexander.
Alexander, good morning to you.
And my daughter, Jessica.
Jessica.
Guy brought along his two children, Alex and Jessica, both very accomplished anglers, to assist in our tiger shark tagging project off the famous Bermuda banks. Two primary underwater mountains attract tuna, wahoo, huge blue marlin, and of course, tiger sharks. Our expedition begins aboard the Mako, a boat piloted by Bermuda's own Captain Alan de Silva. Alan caught the second largest Atlantic blue marlin ever caught on rod and reel in this very spot and knows this area well. Also joining us aboard the Wound-Up, another top gun in the sport fishing circles, Captain James Robinson. James made headlines around the world by winning both the Bermuda Blast Marlin Tournament and the World Cup Blue Marlin Championship, a one-day worldwide tournament where the largest blue marlin wins this prestigious honor. We're followed by two other vessels, including the tagging vessel, fully rigged with the necessary equipment, and a yellowfin chase boat for handling transfers and providing a stable filming platform. As we arrive on Challenger Bank, the organized chaos begins, first with a very special delivery.
Permission to come aboard! Thank you! I need grabbing. You don't need grabbing if you go pair these suckers, man.
What a satellite tagging them now.
During the week, Dr. Neil Bones Burnie is a mild-mannered, office-bound veterinarian. But when the weekend rolls around, he heads for the blue water. Bones is an accomplished angler, but freediving and spearfishing are his real passions. This is where he discovered the majesty of the tiger shark and has gotten closer than most would ever dare, leaving the safety of his cage to get up close and personal. Today, he's excited to be joining forces with Dr. Guy Harvey as they hope to attract, catch, and tag a large tiger with the latest in satellite tracking technology.
Neil, welcome. Tell me a little bit about how you discovered this shark fishery out here and what you've been doing in the last few years with the animals.
Yes, Guy, thanks very much. We're fishing for tunas every summer here for several years, and of course we would often lose fish to tiger sharks. They were a nuisance. One day I was fishing and a very large shark came right next to the boat, and I was hanging off the back of the boat having a look at the shark when I fell in between my engines, and I watched this animal swim round me in slightly diminishing circles, and as it got rather close and I jumped back out of the water, I said, wow, this is just the most exciting thing I've ever done. And we said, why don't we start putting tags in these fish? We tagged a few of them with color tags and NOAA tags. And the next year we said, you know, we should really start putting satellite tags in them. And so it started. The Bermuda Shark Project's now been running 3 years, and we've tagged now 8 sharks with satellite tags. And we've used the PAT tags, which deploy and give us information several months down the road. But we've now taken to using the new Spot 5 tag, which transmits every time a tiger shark comes to the surface. And as soon as these two contacts here and here become dry, this tag makes a cell phone call, basically, to an Argos satellite overhead and says, here I am, my name's Tigger, I'm 200 miles west of Bermuda. My fin's out of the water, and that's showing exactly where I am.
The pop-up satellite archival tag, which Brad has in his hand, is another kind of high-technology tag that's used on many large oceanic animals, especially billfish and tunas.
Yeah, this works differently because a lot of fish don't come to the surface. So this archives light It's got a light sensor on here. And if you have a record of light, then you can calculate the latitude and longitude any place on Earth. This transmitter also records depth and temperature every 15 minutes. And you can put these out for months and months and months. So you have a very fine scale record of what the fish is doing, not only where it goes in terms of position, but in terms of the water that it's in depth and temperature. And then after the programmed amount of time, it pops off the shark. When these satellites pass over, it downloads as much information as it can, and then you see the record of the fish.
Now it's time to get busy. As everyone knows, the fastest way to get to a tiger shark's heart is through his stomach. So let the chumming commence.
We've got a variety of yellowfin tuna racks, courtesy of James Robinson from the Wound Up. The pieces of chunk that contain the bone are going to sink a little faster, get our chum line a little deeper.
A large fish head is suspended near the surface to give the shark a clear target.
Boats at anchor in 180 feet of water on the edge of the bank, and they set up a chum slick. Here's a big piece of bait, and they catch robins and tunas, chop them up, and create a nice slick that goes over the bank. The current's washing out on top of the bank, and it makes a great scene for attracting tiger sharks into the boat.
It doesn't take long before the surface activity and the chum attract a hungry predator, and it's the one we came for.
Look, it's coming.
Tease him in. Let's tease him in.
Yeah. Coming up. All right, wait.
James slowly reels the fish head closer to the baited circle hook. The bait and switch worked, and we were attached to the business end of a huge tiger.
Turn the chair. All right.
The entire team goes to battle stations, and when we return, the good doctors go to work. Sport Fishing Television is presented by Yellowfin, the choice of champions. By Mercury, #1 on the water. By Penn, the biggest name in fishing. And by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are.
Looks like we have a sizable tiger hooked up, pulling line.
Turn the chair.
There we go.
Put some heat on and push the drag up.
This fish has just realized that he's hooked.
All right, now he's fighting, Alex. Not your first rodeo, though, is it?
Quite.
Alex grew up with rod in hand and has traveled the world. He owns several IGFA world records and loves getting out with his dad.
Sometimes we'll have these tiger sharks, we'll swim right up to the boat with the hook in their mouth, and we think we're having an easy time with the small fish. And suddenly you've got a 13-foot long, 700-pound animal taking a look at your boat.
Good stuff, Alex.
Let's have your estimate on the weight of this fish, guy. This fish is consistently taking line on 40 pounds of drag.
It's a good one. From our last couple of days' experience, Neil, we've seen that there's some pretty hefty tiger sharks around here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and 15-footer is fairly common, so this could be anywhere from, I would say, 12 to 14 just by the fight. Oh, it's a big fish.
Stay here till we see
Oh, it's a big fish, yeah.
Turn my chair.
Okay.
Keep clear of the leader, guys.
Yep. The size of that fish, back your drag off. Yep.
Hang on.
Okay. As the rod's over here, Neil, how are we going to do the transfer?
It's no problem, Guy. We're used to swimming in waters with tiger sharks. I'm going to swim over to the boat. I'm going to put a snap swivel. I'm going to send it back over to you.
Yeah.
We're going to take the leader,
Yeah.
but we need that fish tied.
Here we go again. And he grabs it, back it off again, okay? Yeah. Back it off a bit. What a monster, Alex. Good job, Alex.
Whew. He is not happy.
All right, we've had this fish to the leader 3 times now. We've had to dump him 3 times because this fish is not tired.
Man, what a monster. I love that sound. Definitely getting more tired.
Great, thanks. It's coming up, I think. Okay.
It's a male. Man, Peter is working hard. Look at him. Is it a female? Okay.
Get ready.
Yeah.
We really got to take our time with this fish. We really want to get a piece out into it and find out where it goes. This is the biggest one we've seen by far so far this week.
So we're going to cut the tennis ball so that we can take a snap swivel from the other boat and transfer this fish over where we have the tagging station set up.
Wow, what a fish, Peter. That's a 1,000-pound animal, man. Let him go, let him go. He's fat all the way to the tail. That fish is over 1,000 pounds, Peter, I promise you. Look at him, man.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, over 15.
Oh, slammed me.
Did that hit you, Peter?
Yeah, it hit me.
You
Just
all right?
got me in my arm. I thought I was going to take my tattoo off, just check and make sure it's still there.
I'm going to go. You pass me the rod and the snorkel, right?
Bones grabs his favorite rod and reel and swims over to the tagging boat. The plan is to transfer the shark from Mako to the smaller boat where the harness and tagging gear are standing by, and where reaching down to a thrashing, angry tiger is made easier.
Oh, that's a big shark. Watch the line there, watch the line in the water.
The snap swivel is delivered by stuffing it inside a tennis ball so it can be thrown with relative accuracy.
Let me give him some
Clip it
slack.
on, clip it on.
Just go stand there, just go stand there. Just get the ball.
Stay, leave your line on. Leave your line on.
Okay.
Back that drag back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, leave the line on. You're just going to have to wind it up. Wait. Just keep that line tight, okay, right?
The tiger is gently led over to the tagging boat where the harness is at the ready. While Guy gets ready to dive in to film the process and the release, Bones lassos the tail and leads the shark into the waiting harness while the rest of the team prepares and activates the tags. Every precaution is taken to ensure the animal is receiving plenty of water over the gills. It's eventually secured inside the harness and brought under control. Bones gets to work installing the spot tag.
This is the biggest animal we've seen in the last 3 days. It's a male like all the other ones we've been catching here. They all seem to be males, and one of the questions is, why are so many males gathering here? You know, most fish that live in the open ocean migrate to a greater or lesser extent, and there's only 2 reasons why they do it. One is for food, and one is for sex. And if you have a sex imbalance ratio, as you're seeing here, all males, it begs the question, what on earth are these males doing here? Must be for the feeding opportunities. Because we're putting in 2 tags into this animal, about $8,000 worth of electronic equipment to track him over the next 6 months to a year.
Coming up, a recap of this year's incredible Bermuda Triple Crown Marlin Tournament Series. The Bermuda Triple Crown kicked off with a billfish blast where 41 boats competed for $260,000 in cash and prizes. Our own James Robinson won the event, as well as the one-day World Cup, with the help of his 865-pound blue marlin caught by a 17-year-old angler. James and team wound up took home $457,000 with the combined wins. A few days later, the Bermuda Big Game Classic got underway with 50 teams competing for $500,000 in cash and prizes. Team Bree cleaned up, including 3 marlin releases on day 2 and a prized 558-pounder on day 3. All told, owner Randy Ringhaver and Captain Bryce Garvey took home a tournament record $312,000. And congratulations to Teas'em for winning the Seahorse Anglers Club tournament, the 3rd leg of the Bermuda Triple Crown.
Champions Team Bree.
While the team completes installation of tags, takes measurements and prepares the tiger shark for release, Guy and Jessica Harvey swim up for a close encounter. The PSAT is deployed and the shark is ready. The fin-mounted spot tag can transmit data for up to 280 days each time the shark swims on the surface. The PSAT tag will deploy after 9 months, then float to the surface and transmit more detailed data to an orbiting satellite. The combination of these two tags will significantly increase our knowledge of the great migrations these animals undergo and perhaps why they do so.
3, 2, 1, go. Take yours, go.
He's swimming strongly into the deep. Another successful dorsal hop tag. Noah tag release tiger shark. Guy Harvey, Bermuda Shark Project. Yeah!
It was amazing. Beautiful animal. He just came right back around and had the most beautiful spots on him. And he looked fine. He just sailed off as if nothing happened.
Man, that was awesome. That fish went off like a rocket. An amazing condition. Great. Couldn't have gone better. Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Fine job. Been a great day.
That's the biggest fish that we put a spot tag in and a satellite tag. And you couldn't see from up here, but man, that fish swam off so strong you would never believe he was taking a rest by the boat there.
I can believe it. When you let him go, you can just see it go straight down, had all the color in it. You guys just went right down with it.
And Peter, thank you, man. You're awesome on the wire. This guy wired that for 12 times.
You're the man. You're the man.
No problem. You guys welcome anytime.
He finally said, I've had enough.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big animal.
Another successful tagging adventure thanks to the dedication of the local Bermuda captains like Alan De Silva and James Robinson. More about this beautiful island paradise, as well as where our tiger sharks are going when we return. Sport Fishing Television has been presented by King Sailfish Mounts, offering a full selection of world-class release mounts. By Chica Lodge and Spa, luring anglers to the Florida Keys for more than 60 years. By Bomber Saltwater Grade, built to dominate. And by Ray Marine, world leaders in marine electronics. Contrary to popular belief, Bermuda is not located in the Caribbean. It's on the same latitude as North Carolina, just 650 miles due east. The warm Gulf Stream current bathes this group of 181 islands in balmy weather year-round. Bermuda was first sighted by Spanish sea explorer Juan de Bermudez in 1503 and remains the oldest and most populous remaining British overseas territory, with the second oldest parliamentary democracy in the world. It's 21 square miles of absolute heaven on earth, and oh, the fishing. Seen from the air, Bermuda actually resembles a fishhook, so it was just meant to be. Endless shopping in the capital of Hamilton, casual to fine dining, island touring, enjoying the famous pink sand beaches, it's all to be had here, and the people are so friendly. If you're looking for the perfect getaway and want to surround yourself in luxury and absolute beauty, Bermuda is for you. Each year, we stay on the Great Sound waterfront at the Fairmont Hamilton Princess Hotel. Inspired by Princess Louise, the daughter of Queen Victoria, this stunning luxury resort is 125 years old and is an elegant tribute to the old-world splendor that is Bermuda. 410 rooms and suites decorated with subtle colors and stylish furnishings that reflect the Victorian heritage of the hotel. Old-fashioned courtesy, timeless quality, and genuine hospitality. The tiger shark is found throughout the world's temperate and tropical waters, with the exception of the Mediterranean Sea. It's a wide-ranging species that is at home both in the open ocean as well as shallow coastal waters. With the continued slaughter of millions of sharks, sometimes only for their fins, it's imperative we learn more about their lives. Studies by the Guy Harvey Research Institute And the Bermuda Shark Project will go far in the long-term management of a species listed as vulnerable to exploitation. And will paint a broader picture of tiger shark biology and help manage the behavior of humans that are capturing them. A total of 7 tiger sharks were tagged this summer in Bermuda. Each color represents a tagged shark. It's fascinating to see the great distances they travel and the diverse routes they take. Are they swimming randomly, or is some force guiding them? Are they going there to breed or to feed? Through the continued efforts of groups like these, perhaps future generations will enjoy catching, releasing, and even diving with Bermuda tigers. So many people to thank, so many great and generous Bermudian hosts. But special kudos to Dr. Neil Bones Burnie. Thanks, too, to Captain Alan De Silva of Mako Charters, one of Bermuda's top charter boats. Thanks also to Wound Up Charters Captain James Robinson, a man with enough energy to power Bermuda for a month. And of course, as always, thanks to King Sailfish Mounts for helping our hearing-impaired viewers to enjoy our show. Join us next time for another exciting adventure on SFTV.